Oh, hello, friends, traders, foes, everybody. What's going down? It's your boy, Z-Rex. It's 7/11/21. What's up? Hope y'all had a awesome weekend. Sorry, been away a little bit. It's just been more craziness this week. I guess when it rains, it really dumps hard. Hard. But it's all good. Nothing crazy, chugging along, getting it in. We're going to do a quick little wrap up. We got the weekly close coming in, just kind of catch up. We didn't get to do Friday stuff or any of that, so let's just get right into it. Didn't even do no music. We're just going to literally get it in, brothers and sisters and zeers. Oh, whatever. Who cares? All right, total. Blah, 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 whatever. That looks the same. Let's just look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, Mama Bear. What's it doing? Oh, look, jack shit. It's like I didn't even have to make a video. All right, let's see if there's something, though. Is there something? Shit. Well, probably not going to like this. We kind of have this little trend line right here, right? And right here. Oh, look how good I am at drawing. It's kind of like a sloppy descending triangle right here. If this thing closed below, man, look at that. That's scary. If this closed below 32.5, which we've been eyeballing like a mofo for the last forever, which it barely closed, right? Even on the 458, barely closed above it. But on this 458, we do have a descending type triangle formation with a measured move into this tail here. So that kind of sucks. That doesn't look very good. Let's see if that's anything on the daily. And it is a little sloppy, but I mean, it's like the last video I made. I mean, this doesn't look great. I mean, you got lower close in the bodies. I think that was our last video, was this day here. Yeah, it bounced up a little bit off here, but I mean, just struggle nation, man. Man, yeah, this is a tough read right here. And we got the mama. We definitely, this is gonna suck, man. Bitcoin's gonna need to rally pretty damn hard to not pretty much open and close below the mama here. So that definitely is trash. And what would that price be? About 36,000. So bulls would have to do a pretty serious run in the next 4 hours to negate this. And just going back in history, if we want to just keep an eye on the mama bear, and whenever it crosses to the downside, it generally leads to more downside. It got the corona dump. It got this little 20% week right here after the breakdown of the summer pump a couple years ago. As soon as it broke down here from the macro, the last big macro trend, 2017 into 18, whenever it cracked it, that was it. Now, to be fair, it did sell off immediately, and then it went to this super lull. What was this? Damn, 147 days of almost just only 12% range, which on Bitcoin is crazy. Keep scrolling back. You can see here on the upside when it broke up, and then the last time, the only iteration of this where it did rally up was right here, okay? And so, now was this a big rally? Not really. It just rallied up to the mama and then ended up rolling over to a new low anyway, testing the previous range there before continuing to the upside. Now, there is something that does look similar to this right here. And we've even been talking about let me fast forward to today. We've even been talking about that with the mama, the purple average, the purple line here. A lot of times you get price into it and then it rallies alongside it, just like that one we just looked at. So I would not be surprised to see something like that. I would also be very cautious of that move being a potential bull trap, because price, as long as we're below like 48,000 on a weekly closing basis, we're not really out of the woods yet, and we still don't even have anything on a daily. Like, are we trying to put in a higher low here? No, I don't see that yet. Until we got a daily close above 36K, I don't think that that's in the cards. I think the bulls or the 3-day and the 2-day all do close today. Yes, they do. Very lackluster information too. Just showing the importance of that mid 32K level. And so this is what I wanted to kind of hang the hat on today is you got the 55 right underneath here, which is that 32.5, mid 32,000s. And so I'm I'm wondering if we're going to get something similar to this action here. That would not surprise me at all, because you can see very similar posturing right on top of the 55 before it riding pretty much right up it and then goes sideways and rolls over. So, you know, that's interesting. It's the only, probably, like, if you like fractals and stuff, against the Mama average, this purple line, that's pretty much the only one, and I could totally see that happening. But right now, man, I'm still just chilling on the sidelines. Like, I just don't, there's nothing, let me turn my drawings back on. There's just nothing that's sexy about this price action yet. I mean, even going down to, okay, maybe a 3-hour, maybe if it stays above like 33.5 for the next, shit, it's going to probably need another day or two to really reset all this. But then you've got the 200 and the 377 right above it, so it is not sexy time. And we did this the other day. If you flip this bitch, right, you did like this, and you're like, oh shit. If you looked at this, this would look bullish to me if it was flipped around, right? Be making some higher highs, trying to break out. It would look like major. It looks like if you flip the chart for the bias buster, it looks like it wants to come back and test the upper range. I put in air quotes, which you can't see me, but this does look more like a some bullish continuation, but the problem is that's on an inverted chart, right? So sometimes it's good to do that with charts to kind of bust your bias up a little bit, and you can just flip it real quick with Alt-I on your keyboard, and it'll do that real fast. You also can put like 1- up here, I think. We'll do it, but who wants to do that when you can just hit Alt-I? Anyway, so I don't like this price action. I'm not bullish on this at all until we break back over 36K on a daily. I mean, it's just really that simple. We haven't had daily help since back over here when we were talking about it. I mean, we just couldn't even get it going, and we still haven't been able to get it going for the bulls. So kind of sucks, but what are you going to do? Futures are going to open up today. They are actually closing, and price is accepting below its horizontal at about 34K, so that sucks. And the weekly technically has open and closed below the mama. But again, it's right on top of the 55, so you do have to be a little bit careful there. So this is just making it's just really, really tough reads right now. And I want to lean a little bit bearish, but the fact of the matter is, to respect TA, until we get really a daily close below 30,000, you know, you can't really get too excited either to the downside. I'm leaning a little bit to the downside just because of this lower high structure. I mean, we just keep making lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And price just keeps getting accepted at lower pricing as well. So a little bit concerning, but until it really officially does it, you know, it's probably 50-50 if we either go down. What would be the target out of that? Would probably be like upper 28s, you know, if we go down to there, or if we pump up into like close to 40. It's probably really close to 50-50 at this point. And if we look at Bollinger Bands, look how squeezed up these bitches are. Look how tight this is. Barely about 10%. The last time looks like about right here before a 25% dump. I'm not saying that for direction. I'm just using it as an example of squeezes. Here's also a squeeze. You know, we actually can look at something called BB width. I think it is width. No, you don't want to do it like that. Okay. There it is. Bollinger Band width. Sometimes this is easier to visualize and putting more stuff on the chart. You can just look on the bottom, and when it's really low, the width between them is just super, super tiny. See, so you can kind of see when it's on these low parts, that's like extreme low volatility and quietness. And, you know, we are on the very, very bottom range of this, which if we just kind of drew you know, a box from 0 to there, you can see we're definitely entering the very bottom end of this range. And so, you know, the last few times, let's brighten this up so we can see it a little bit better. What do we want to do? Red? I don't know. Just a little bit red. There we go. All right, so you can see it a little bit better. I mean, when we get up here, or I'm sorry, when we get down here into the red, you can see it barely hit it here. But we are entering it, so let's go look back at June. Man, look at, like, the last time we entered it, we went super dead flat sideways for another month before anything happened. And, you know, that kind of does fit the narrative of, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. That does fit the narrative of the hash ribbon chart. So let's go to that real quick. Which is, I swear this thing looks broken to me. Like, is this, I don't understand. It's just like, I don't get it, man. I feel like it's looked like this for a while. I don't know. Maybe this thing finally did break. I'm not sure. Only time will tell on this guy. And we've done a lot of research with this guy on the back. You can see all these measured moves that we've done on it. And we drew this box out. First, we had it to the average, which was about right here in mid-June. But then, which was actually the best time the bulls had was to break out of this range, and they gave it all up, little bitches. But now I just went to the max, this capitulation to buy signal, and 2012 was the longest that took to reset. And funny enough, even after doing this about a month ago, this number is probably about the freaking same. So what the hell is up with that? Yeah, because we haven't really, maybe it's a little more like 40 something, but we haven't had the buy signal, so that's why it's asterisk and question mark. But so I just put the max, the outlier, which is 120 days. You can see most of the time it's like around 30-ish days. But yeah, I just put the max, which is right here in August. Now, would it be surprising that we just literally chop around 30 to 37 all the way to the end of the summer? No. No, it would not be surprising at all. And I think that kind of is in the cards here, man. Like, the way this price action is acting. And what sucks is, like, usually that's bullish, but the problem is, like, man, if it keeps making lower highs, then it's not bullish. And to show that is the best example, I think, is 2018 and even the 2017. You know, look at this. This looked, I'm sorry, 2019, my God. 2017 to the 2018 did that long descending triangle, lower highs, lower lows, and then went dead flat for, you know, about 100 days before it eventually broke out. You know, and a lot of people were thinking bullishness on this, but like the water rock on the pond, like skipping it, when it just keeps skipping off of there, you generally do break down on that. And this is another perfect kind of iteration, a little kind of mini version of that, where you just kind of keep skipping lower highs, even lows, descending triangle type formation, skip, finally breaks. And, you know, is that what we're kind of building here? I don't know. I mean, it does look a little bit different. So it's really hard to tell, man. Like I said earlier, this is a difficult read, but it does look a little bit heavier than lighter to me. Yeah, I can't really see anything on the weekly for the Bollinger width. So that's just kind of noteworthy. It's literally just entering in to the bottom of the threshold, which we have seen when it does enter in here. It does tend to stay there for a little bit. So maybe we're going to have to hurry up and wait some more. Yay. And another thing for the bulls is, I mean, this is the best thing, like we talked about, I think, on the 8th, that this is the best thing of clustering. Hey, Mr. Rock, what's up, dude? Hope you're having an awesome weekend. Good to see you, sir. I think one of the best things that bulls are doing now on that rock skipping analogy is that we're kind of doing that. Okay, let's flip it so it's easier to kind of understand. Let's see, will it work? Oh, I can't flip this. Okay, well, let me flip the oscillator. That sucks. Well, anyway, so just think of it the other side. So we're kind of skipping on the top side now. Tink, 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 tink. Now, does it actually break out and finally try to test, you know, somewhere at least above 50? The last time I did that was in June. That was the best attempt for the bulls, but they didn't get it. But this is the best thing I would say right now because there's nothing else that's really bullish signs. But if there was some hopium, it's that the RSI is banging up against this trend line that has 1, 2, 3-ish, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now 8 attempts to break this. And this goes all the way back to the beginning of the year. You can see literally from all of the blow off top distribution on that ass and the rollover. So I do think this is very significant. If we do start getting a few daily open and closes above here, that might be a behavior change, and you do kind of have a little sloppy kind of trend line on the bottom of this, making a very, very tight triangle, which Bitcoin loves its triangles. I like triangles. I like turtles. But, you know, is it just going to break and fail here? Like, if this RSI gets back below 42, guys, and this trend line breaks, I would be looking for some pretty significant selling one more time. So, you got to just kind of see what happens. I mean, this week should tell us that. I believe the 17th, and what is that? 17th, yeah, is next Saturday, so probably gets resolution on it this week. We'll just have to check it out. But I think I went enough on the bitty Bitcoins, Mama Bears. Easy peasy way to look at this. As long as it's holding 32.5 on the daily, it's okay. But the daily really needs to make a higher high, and that for me is going to be above 36,000. And ultimately, I mean, this thing's just been getting worked by the 21 and the mostly the 21, just with this little blip where the bulls thought they were going to get going, but they didn't. Because you did get a higher high on the structure here on the very intermediate, but not on the major Corona dump. So, I'm sorry, not Corona dump. I'm fucking retarded. The whatever this is, the 19th of May dump, we'll just call it. All right, Ethereum. Ethereum's just chilling. I mean, there is major support at $2,000 on Ethereum. So, let's go to weekly. How's this weekly looking? Very, very squeezy peasy. I mean, yeah, it's trying. I mean, it's trying, but anything back below, man, even like back below 2080, 2050 is probably going to get some more downside. Yeah, look at this 2080 just getting defended hard so far, but this is sloppy, man. It's not bullish. I mean, I don't see bullish. This is lower highs, lower lows. I mean, it's not. The best thing it has is this horizontal whole number and 200 MA at 2K. We lose 2K. I mean, that easily opens up the doors back all the way down to probably 17s, and I do think lower if that happens again. So just not great. And all these are going to look the same, kind of garbage. I mean, garbage, getting worked by all the regular MAs. I mean, it all sucks. I mean, and none of this really matters until Bitcoin does something. All these altcoins, like, just garbage. Maybe EOS is putting in something here. This is a pretty nice candle, to be fair, on the daily. But I'm not taking any stabs at altcoins. And I haven't been for a long time. Just chilling. Just waiting. Waiting for that day. Been waiting on some daily help on Bitcoin for freaking 2-3 months now, or whatever, however long it's been. All right, so we don't have anything to talk about with that. All right, Mr. Rock's got some stonks. What do you got here? Oh yeah, Generac. We've been talking about that a lot on stream. I don't know if you've been tuning in or not, but yeah, we were talking about that a few weeks ago. I think you were on that stream where we talked about TAN and some other stuff, and I even made the list for solar things, and we were looking at all the solar stocks because a lot of these stocks were just looking, the charts were looking so good. I mean, Generac still looks great above 415, 420. I don't see any problems with it. I guess there is some weak bearish divergence here from this point to this point. So, yeah, any daily closures back below probably like 420-ish, 410 probably does ice this rally up a little bit. But, I mean, yeah, these solar stocks, man, just super sexy, ripping. Of course, the one that I kind of got into isn't doing that. But TAN doing pretty good. Actually kind of sloppy last week. I didn't do it. I looked at barely any charts this week. It was probably the most disconnected I've been from the market in a long time. But just life happens, and so I had to kind of just take care of that. But this looks okay above like mid-80s. It's all right. In phase was a good one, I think. But man, it is kind of getting a little bit of this candle sucks right here. I will say that below 190, it's kind of booty. Generac though, man, this thing beast mode. Let's look at it on a weekly. Yeah, beast mode. These, I guess they're the best generators. My buddy installs solar, and he says Generac and In Phase are some of the best ones in the sector. First Solar, though, let's go, baby. This is the one I was the most bullish on, was First Solar on that stream, too, we were talking about. And mostly because this monthly, I was looking at the real long-term chart, and so I was buying in the mid-70s here. Very, very good run. I do love that this monthly is above there from June. I mean, this is a very sexy chart. Above the Mama weekly, where price is getting accepted as new highs on this intermediate structure, so that's super dope. It just needs a daily for some help. And that would be about 94 bucks. We get a close above 94. We probably go to 100, like low hundreds, and test up in this range. And then we'll have to reanalyze it there. And it looks like a lot of them are having earnings coming up in the beginning of August. And I saw a couple of tags there. So this looks very good, though, on the daily. So very nice. Let's go look at Costco. Is that what that is, I believe? Oh, my gosh. You can't stop Costco. Everybody loves Costco. Every suburban lady, mom is in love with Costco. They would marry it if they could. This is a crazy looking chart, though. Let's go to the monthly. Oh, my God. The monthly is just like, oh, man, been publicly traded since the 80s. It does have a sloppy monthly reading, though, on the oscillators. It's just kind of like, you know, like back here, you can see it very powerful in this rally. And it is a little bit sloppy, but let's see on the weekly. I mean, yeah, shit, the weekly looks good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it above like 390, 400 bucks. Costco looks very nice. It started rounded topping right here, but then, like, whoa, my perfectly drawn rounded top. You can see it, but then once it broke out here, that gets negated. You have to forget that, and then major support was printed right here at about that 390 area as well. So there's lots of confluence with 390. As long as it's holding above there, it looks pretty damn sexy. Costco, man, holy shit balls. What is National Vision Holdings. We did get a volatility flash on Thursday, so likely a larger move inbound. Looks like earnings also in August, second week though. Yeah, I don't like this one as much. I don't like this rounded stuff. Speaking of rounded tops, you very much have it right here. So until it can break out somewhere around this area, preferably, I don't really like this chart. Yeah, this is real sloppy. Someone might argue, oops. Oh my God, what the hell? Someone might argue like a complex type inverted head and shoulders on this, which I can kind of see. If you got like this, something like that, and then you'd have a measured move. Maybe this is the hopium case to about maybe 60 bucks at the most. But I don't know. The weekly doesn't have any help on that. About the monthly. I mean, the monthly, to be fair, has got real good support at like 47 bucks. So I mean, that's okay. I don't know though. This is pretty sloppy. This isn't my favorite one. Definitely not my favorite. On the day, I'd probably be using a daily for this. Any price back below like 49 bucks, give or take like 30, 40 cents, I'd probably not like it. And given that there's this volatility flash here, I usually don't like to have big exposure on that because, I mean, lots of stuff can happen, and this is not directionally based. So you do have the daily. Wow, so this is confusing, man, so confusing. So not only does it just look confusing pure price-wise, but look at this. You've got, let me print this up. Bam, bam, boom. So you've got bears in control on the daily and on the RSI. I'm sorry, on the DMI and the RSI, but then the EMAs are kind of bullish, so this is a very, very weird read. I would wait for this to break this range before I probably took any position on that. KRBN, what is this? Crane shares. That sounds funny. Not super traded, it doesn't look like. Oh, very illiquid, or pretty illiquid. So I don't like that. What is this? Global carbon ETF. What is this thing? Shit. The weekly's been respecting that 10 simple. Like the Jesus man, so shit. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't know. I don't like this read. You've got classic bearish divergence between these 2 points, and then you have continuation of said bearish divergence. I'm not a big fan of this chart on the daily. On the weekly, though, it does look okay. If we zoom in a little bit, yeah, man, this thing barely trades. This is real sloppy. Definitely not my favorite. I'd say I wouldn't even think about bullishness until it got back above like 37. At least it tried to get back above 37. Oscillator's real sloppy. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This is a tough one. Carbon ETF. I'm not sure what that means. Some stupid global climate changing, warming crap. But it seems to be another concern about this. I don't know a lot about it, but from my limited knowledge, it does seem like there's a lot of confusion and non-agreements with taxing the corporations with climate stuff and all that. So, yeah, I don't know what this does. I'd have to like look this up and kind of look. Carbon credits ETF. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'd be real careful with that then. This has had a lot of love for a while. And maybe they get some love after they do the new infrastructure bill, whenever that might be coming out. I don't know. But that whole carbon credit thing, I think might be towards the end of its run. I mean, that's how Tesla's gotten so big, right? And a lot of these companies, I think, are kind of moving away from having to need them or something. I don't remember. I read a little bit about it like a month or so ago. You probably know more than me, Mr. Rock. But I'd be a little bit concerned about this one. Not my favorite. Our new positions, the other two are long-term holds. Oh, Costco and Generac. Yeah, I mean, Generac, I'd probably be a little careful about super long term. I mean, depending where you got in, but because there are some concerns about the overall market. Maybe putting in some type of topping type pattern. So, and I'm talking about like equity stuff, and mainly just because Russell isn't helping do anything. I don't know. It's a weird kind of market right now. Yeah, some stuff looks awesome. Like ES looks great. That engulfing candle from Thursday to Friday is beautiful. Looks really awesome. But then you have VIX clustering right here at this trend line cross. That's a little concerning. VVIX still held its structure at the end of the week last week. So that's a little bit concerning. Bonds are extremely concerning for the overall market because they are breaking out and prices attempting to create a new structure, which, you know, we've been watching this guy for a long time, and it's attempting to accept price above this horizontal. So if that happened, you know, that doesn't bode very well for equities. So I'd be a little bit cautious. Been growing cash. That's a good idea, man. I think getting heavier cash as we go into the fall, I think is going to pay out, if you will. Especially in the crypto sector, man. Crypto's just blah, right? Like range trading was real good back here, but now we're in this like really, really stupid tight range, and I'm not even doing that anymore. I did a couple times back here, but now like it's too tight, man. Like this is too much because at any freaking moment this shit could just blow out that range. So maybe if you're an option seller, That might be the only way to kind of play this game. And even then, it's a little bit concerning, and especially with the weekly looking like that. Not my favorite. So, all right, I got to get ready to go to work, Mr. Roxer. I appreciate you joining us. We'll try to do some stuff tomorrow during a live session on the markets because I think I missed pretty much all those last week. Like I said, it's just been a crazy week for myself. Gold, I do like, real quick, I do like gold's kind of bounce off this horizontal. Very nice if it can stay above like 1790-ish, maybe even mid 1780s. Gold actually looks like it's trying to put in a base, so that's cool. Let's see what this week brings us. And for final thoughts real quick on BTC, as long as it's holding 32.5, it's okay, but I mean, it is struggling, boys and girls. And we can even zoom all the way into an hourly. No momentum. Oh, hold on. Well, a little bit. Okay, so the hourly finally has something that looks okay, but it needs to close above 34K. And I'm not hanging a lot of weight on the hourly, that's for sure. Because we can see how the hourly will get destroyed out of nowhere. You're like, oh, it's starting to look good. And it's like, oh, just kidding. And that's too much. I don't want to be watching this shit that much on an hourly. Even 3 hours low for me. I like to pretty much use this 458 as my lowest time frame. And we don't even have anything on that yet. Just barely confirmation that that mid 32,000 level is being respected so far. So after that price action from that last video I did a few days ago, this is pretty much confirming that bulls best hold this shit, or we probably are going to get pretty ugly. And for the upside, I would just be using kind of the daily. We really need a daily above 36K. And until one of those happens, a daily below 30,000 or one above 36 on like a little bit longer time frame, it's just kind of whatever. And even these 2 and 3 day candles, they're not that closed today as well with the weekly. That's just a bunch of blah. And I mean, and there's nothing too on hash ribbons. I mean, there's just nothing that's really amazing. And we're about to do this month. We better get some rallying, or we're about to have a monthly open and closure below the 10 simple. And whenever that has happened in Bitcoin's entirety, if you get it open and close below the 10 simple, that has gone into a macro bear market, and you're looking for probably minimum of a year. That's just off the top of my head. Yeah, I mean, this one was a couple of years, and here's the open and close here. This one was a little bit faster. This one was only a little bit over a year, so a year to 2 years. So we don't want this. We still got 20 days, so bulls got plenty of time to recover that, but doji follow through, bullshit rally. It's not great for crypto, that's for sure. All right, much love, guys. I'll see y'all next time. Hopefully tomorrow during the market session. Hopefully this week will be a little bit more chill for myself. And I didn't go through a lot of these coins because they're all just going to look the stupid same crap. Like, who cares? We'll look at Doge. Looks like crap. Just getting worked by the 10 simple. I mean, there's just nothing. Everything's waiting for Mama Bear to do something, you know? So let's wait till she does something. All right, guys, much love. I'll see y'all next time. Enjoy the rest of your evening for the weekend and get ready for the good old work week. Everybody's favorite day, Monday, which actually is my favorite day because this is like my Friday for my business. So, hoorah. Later, guys. Much love. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.